Hi guys, so this section is just meant to be a quick review on simplifying radicals. So when we simplify radicals, we take the number that's underneath the square root and we factor it. So 672, I need to know what that divides by. So I'm going to go to my calculator and just start dividing. So 672 divided by 2 is 336. So that means 2 times 336 equals 672. And 2 is prime, so I'm going to leave it alone and we're going to keep going. So 336 divided by 2 is 168. So 2 times 168, I'm going to leave the 2 alone and keep going. 168 divided by 2 is 84. 84 divided by 2 is 42. See how I'm just going to keep going. So 2 and 84, 2 and 42, 2 and 21. Okay, I can't do 2 anymore. But 21 is 3 times 7. Oops. So now I'm down here to all of these prime numbers. And these are what I'm going to look at. So really, if I wanted to rewrite the square root of 672, I could really say that that is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, there's 4, 5 times 3 times 7. And I want to break up these square roots into pairs. So if I look here, 2 times 2, that's really the square root of 4, which we know is equal to 2. And I'm going to do the same thing. This pair of 2's, that's really the square root of 4, which I know is equal to 2. But these, 2 times 3 times 7, there's not a pair of numbers, and you need a pair of numbers for a square root. So these have to stay within the square root. And these numbers that I pulled out that had pairs are outside the square root and we multiply. So that's really 4 on the outside. And then 21 times 2 is 42. So this is my simplified answer. Okay, so there is a way to check your answer on the calculator. We have the square root of 672, and we simplified it into 4 square roots of 42. So I want you to notice the numbers did not change. All we did was we wrote this a different way. Nothing changed, we just rewrote it. So if you want to check your answers, plug your original and your simplified into a calculator, and they should match. If they don't, something's wrong. Okay, so let's do one more. So I'm going to take 224 and we're just going to break it down. So 224 divided by 2 is 112. And then 112 is 2 times 56. And I'm just going to keep going. 56 divided by 2 is 28. I'm not using my calculator, but you guys are welcome to. And then 28 divided by 2 is 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7. And I'm all down to my prime numbers here. So I'm just going to rewrite my square root using these numbers. So I have 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2's again, and then a 7. Okay, so same thing, we're looking for pairs because that tells me the square root of 4. And this pair is the square root of 4, which is equal to 2, and we multiply times 2. These numbers, there's not a pair, so they stay inside the square root. And then we multiply everything. So 2 times 2 is 4. Underneath the square root, 2 times 7 is 14. And I'm just going to go check my answer. So I have the square root of 224, and then 4 square root of 14. These are the same. That means that I'm correct. If those were different, I would not be correct. So 4 square root of 14. It's just a simplified version. All right, last step. We're gonna do these separate. The square root of 4 is 2, divided by the square root of 144 is 12. And now I have a fraction that I need to reduce. These both divide by 2, reduces to 1 over 6. It's right here. There's a couple of those. Just take the square root of the numerator and the square root of the denominator, and then you're done. All right. If you have questions, ask me or Miss Hardy. Good luck.